I'll happily turn up for my last week. So I'm 28 meters and have worked at a production company for about 5 years, worked up from the most boring jobs no one wants to do to training new people on every job possible in there. The people were great but the work and pay weren't the best, so I didn't mind staying there as it was a pretty relaxed place. Anyway, my production manager has always had a problem with me. Not entirely sure why, but most people believe it's because I was good friends with my first supervisor and they had a bit of history. Hooked up once and she said no more. Since then he was always a bit creepy on work nights out etc. with her. I always just brushed it off because I was still doing good work, doing lots of overtime and generally helping out where I can. Well, after a while I realized I needed to get out of this job as the stress was getting too much. And my mental health was at an all-time low. I got offered a new job and accepted and handed in my notice. I didn't have to work a notice period but did it just to help them out and finish any work I had going on. Roll on the next day my new work rang me saying they were snowed under with work and if at all possible would I be able to adjust my notice. It wasn't a full week. I said I'd ask going in. If my manager said no, I'd have just said okay fine, no worries. However, he went one step further and threatened legal action if I didn't turn up for my notice period, which was just not needed. As I said, if he just said we need you to work it, I'd have said fine, but he wanted to act like a big man and threatened me with a smile on his face. I informed my new workplace and they understood. I was pissed at how he'd acted, and all the years of him acting a douche had finally made me start losing it. Then I sat down for a bit, gathered my thoughts and said okay cool, I'll turn up. I came in the next day and just sat in the chair near my workstation, and my supervisor, who I was good friends with, asked if I could do some work and I just simply said I was told I need to turn up. He can't physically force me to do work. Him, seeing the years of me being mistreated by him, didn't even bat an eye and was like no worries. And about half an hour later I was called in the office and was told to just write a new notice, informing them of my immediate departure for my new job. As I said earlier, could have all been avoided if he'd just politely declined instead of having to swing his dick around the office one last time. Good for you. Still, I see a pattern on some of these posts where managers or people in charge seem so entitled that they believe they can control all aspects of the worker's life. Like the company pays me to do a job, but that doesn't mean they own me. Geez, those people need to take a chill pill or piss off. Clearly a big enough dick that he's just smacked himself in the face. Dick swinging in full motion. Well done. Very well done. There are so many people who should not be in supervisory roles. This one here is a prime example. Should have showed up and started a slew of new projects and seen how much you could get done on them with some random cut and paste. Then when you leave, forward all the incomplete projects that still need to be finished. In California, when quitting, no notice need be given, unless you're going to collect UI or you're under contract. A coworker gave his 2 weeks notice recently. They waited a few days, then asked him to come in for 1 day, after the 2 weeks. Not sure if he's going to comply or not. They'd have to give him a nearly $10 per hour raise on that day to get him to stay, and even then he's just tired of being 1,214 hours car rides away from family. Dude. Paragraphs. 2 enters to break it up. Otherwise, nice. Life a nit fair and people don't act right.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.